Hello friends, in this video we are going to study the topic respiration. Food taken through nutrition gets oxidized and release energy for performing activities. Means the food that we take in comes in contact with oxygen and release energy. During respiration, oxygen is acquired by organism from outside the body. Means oxygen is taken up by organisms from environment or from atmosphere. This oxygen is used to break down the food material to provide energy. The food that we take in breakdowns in the presence of oxygen to release energy. So, respiration is defined as the process of biochemical oxidation of nutrients at cellular level, means in cells. Biochemical oxidation means process of oxidation to produce large amounts of energy which is used to synthesize the energy unit called ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Respiration occurs in the presence of specific enzymes at optimum temperature. Enzymes are proteins that affect the rate of chemical reaction without themselves being altered in the process. Means their chemical properties does not change. It is a catabolic process. Breakdown of large molecules into smaller units that are oxidized to release energy is catabolic process. Food in the presence of oxygen breaks down into carbon dioxide, water and release energy. The organic substances undergoing oxidative breakdown during respiration are called respiratory substrates. For example, glucose undergoes the process of oxidative breakdown. Types of respiration. There are two types of respiration. First one is aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen and large amount of energy is released. Aerobic respiration process starts in the cytoplasm and continues in the mitochondria of the cell. Water and carbon dioxide are produced as the waste products in aerobic respiration. The energy released during aerobic respiration is used for all other life processes. The second one is the anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen and a small amount of energy is released. The process of anaerobic respiration takes place in the yeast, bacteria and in human muscles. Anaerobic respiration is termed as fermentation in microorganisms. Now we will study what is fermentation and the types of fermentation. There are two types of fermentation. First is the alcoholic fermentation. An incomplete breakdown of sugar into ethanol and carbon dioxide to release energy is called alcoholic fermentation. This process occurs mainly in yeast, which is used to produce beer, wine, toddy, cheese, etc. by brewing. The second one is lactic acid fermentation. It is the process of incomplete breakdown of sugar into lactic acid and energy in some bacteria. For example, in yogurt, some bacteria cause milk to turn sour. These bacteria feed on sugar and break it into lactic acid. In human muscles, during vigorous physical exercise, glucose is metabolized to form lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid causes fatigue and muscle cramps after prolonged exercise. Alcoholic fermentation can be summarized as 6 carbon molecules of glucose in cytoplasm breaks down into 3 carbon molecules of pyruvate plus energy is released. Glucose in the absence of oxygen in yeast breakdowns into 2 molecules of ethanol, 2 carbon molecules and 2 ATP. Energy is released. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Lactic acid fermentation can be summarized as the 6 carbon molecules of glucose breaks down into 3 carbon molecules of pyruvate plus energy is released. Glucose in lack of oxygen in muscle cells break down into 2 molecules of lactic acid plus 2 ATP of energy. Stages of respiration. There are 2 stages of respiration. The first one is the external respiration. External respiration is divided into 2. First is breathing. Inhale and exhale is known as breathing. Inhalation requires intake of oxygen gas and exhalation gives out waste or unrequired carbon dioxide gas. The second one is the gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange involves diffusion of oxygen from lungs to blood and diffusion of carbon dioxide from blood to lungs. In plants, gaseous exchange takes place through stomata of leaf with the environment. The second one is the internal respiration. Internal respiration refers to the gaseous exchange between arterial blood and the body cells